Hey guys, Bolt here. We're back with summary of Amanda the Adventure 2. So this is going to be the last SP episode with Mr. Pumpkin here. And also going to be the last episode for the lights. They will not be lighting up. I'll have to be taking him down. I may actually keep these, I don't know. But for sure, I'm most likely going to get rid of the orange, the spider, those two hanging in the back, and him. Just because this is the day after Halloween, and I have to record this right before a stream for Halloween, which is a little late. But anyways, let's get into it. So, Amanda the Adventurer. In the first game, you are Riley. Hold on. Park. You are Riley Park, a young woman who is bequeathed the house of your Aunt Kate, and she seems to have gotten into something that I don't like that may end up being the reason why she's died. So after her death, you get the house. But she gives you a note that sounds like she's gotten into, like, basically the dark web. But as you go through, you find all these tapes about Amanda the Adventure, a animated cartoon by Hamlin Entertainment, which is based on Sam Colton. He is the creator of the show. His daughter Rebecca, who he adopted at a very young age, very low single digits. He saw her, wanted to make the idea of a children's show, make Amanda the Adventure, uses Rebecca as the main star, and in this variation, it's a live action. But as it became a big thing for the local broadcast, Hamlin Entertainment takes notice of them. At some point, says, "Hey, we would like to make it an animated show for other audiences. Have Rebecca as the voice actor for Amanda still, and you as the creator still." And basically from there, history is made. But as things are going, children are going missing. Sam and Rebecca, Sam goes missing, Rebecca stays away from the public eye, and eventually she isn't reportedly seen for years. And now Kate and yourself you as Riley, are now going into the mystery of what has happened, what is surrounding this show that's made it to this point. Let's see here. Kate was the local library. She was the head employee for the Kinsdale local library, which was a supporting role for the original Amanda the Adventure show. She would spread word of it every time she had like a read-along, or like a little event with the kids. She's like, "Hey, don't mind to see our friend Sam Colton's show, Amanda the Adventure, on this local broadcast." And it is believed, thanks to the second game, that Wooly, the sheep character we see in the animated cartoon, is the mascot of the Kinsdale Library. Because in the second game, Wooly is everywhere. He's in. There's a plushie of him in a box, and on the front, it's a sign of "Hey, I'm Wooly, the mascot of this library." Which either this is how it originated, or just because of the show they gave him. But I believe this is something that was before the show became an animated show, and because of their connection, they made him a character. Let's see, so that, researching the show, we learn of I said during like the airing of the show, several kids go missing. Two cases I think we know for sure right now. There is during an orange. In the very first game, you get 6 different colored tapes. On one of them, the orange tape is the story of Lauren, who on her birthday, she was so invested in the show, her parents were trying to get her away, hey, cake and ice cream, come have some. But the second they turn around and see that she is gone, and it is believed that whomever is associated with Amanda has came in and taken her, or the show has like demonic powers to like snatch them from the television. And then we also learn of Jordan Cook. His sister Joanne Cook comes to Kate saying like, "Hey, my brother was like really into the show. He just disappeared, and like he was changing, like his behavior was changing, and then all of a sudden he just disappears." A thing we do learn from, I think there's another tape. I'll get into it. But basically, the show teaches the kids to not listen to parents and kind of just like their bad lessons. Another little quick lore thing. I think I got this from Matt Pat over on GT Live before he retired. Hamlin, the company, the Hamlin name is it is the name of a town from the Pied Piper story. The Pied Piper? Anyways, the Piper goes, solves a problem for the town. He comes back, asks for the payment, or like, hey, thank you, or like a thank you for doing it. Or like I forgot how it is, just the town does him wrong, and the Piper, for payback and karma, takes the kids into the woods. And I think into a cave or something like that. But he lures the kids away from the town. And that's what Hamlin is, and that's what Amanda is doing, is luring kids away with like music and colors and all that. In the tape In Your Neighborhood, Amanda is sending gifts to Kate, so we start learning that Amanda, through the television, like we see this in the orange tape as well, but Amanda can like react to the outside world as it is happening. So when she sees Riley, she's like, "Hey, your Aunt Kate is a friend of mine. Would you like to help me send a gift to her?" To kind of like mess with her. There's everything rots, which is, I believe, Okay, so Everything Rots is an episode about like death and everything expires eventually. Amanda says that she feels herself rotting, which gives us the idea that out there in the actual real world, Rebecca's dead, and that she has a connection to her body. And somewhere, either in like a hideaway storage or in a unmarked grave site, she's just rotting away, but her spirit lives on in this show. What's a family? Wooly becomes animalistic. So as this goes on, like Wooly's mistreated. He starts like becoming the roach to Amanda. There's quite a few things where like Amanda will react to certain things, but we'll get into that also in it too. But at the very end, she wants you to help a kitten, and this is kind of like a similarity to herself. Like, can you please help me a person who is young, who is lonely, who needs help and is in distress. Let's see here. There's the altered. So there are several different versions of the tapes, and during one of the altered versions, Oh No Accidents, Amanda straight up just kills Wooly at the end. Wooly gets injured, and instead of just like getting a bandage in like the original one, she's like, let's go to the doctor, let's do some operation, let's take this saw and go straight to action, and at the end, Wooly dies. And then at the very last tape, to end the game, we get Can We Share? We Can Share. And Amanda basically says that she's out there somewhere. So basically it confirms, alongside the Everything Rots, just I, as Rebecca, am still out there. My body is basically the key to, like, putting, like, hey, if you find me, maybe I can, like, move on. So kind of like a disturbed body. Let's see here. We get the Scion, the bluish tape. This is confirming that on March 8th of 2002, in the second game, we get a reveal that on a calendar that is 2023. So this is 21 years before the events of Amanda the Adventure, the game, at 2:47 p.m. We see Rebecca signing a contract with a Hamlin rep. So when Sam goes missing, Hamlin wants to like do something with Rebecca, so they have her sign a form, and they take her into what looks like a operating room. And this is probably how she leads to being Amanda in the show. The red tape is Sam Colton going missing for 3 weeks. The year before was when Hamlin started, so within a year's span, kids keep going missing. Sam goes missing. Rebecca, because of Sam's disappearance, gets pulled from public appearances, and is said that she will be taking it easy but still recording the show, which basically says when Sam went missing, they forced her into the contract, got her to perform things, and is most likely, like, through some demonic stuff, becomes Amanda. So in 2002, all this stuff just blows over. Also, here's also where we see a dad. It says that the subjects of the episode are off track, and are telling the kids to not listen to adults. Hamlin's only statement is that Rebecca's not going to do public appearances. And then the green tape, a rep of Hamlin has Rebecca reading demonic words, so Badlam and all that. So basically, a rep's like, hey, we need you to record these lines for Amanda. And he said, when Sam was like, what are these words? These don't sound like a normal script. This is not what I am planning for the show. What is this about? And it's basically, if you put them together without ba-lam, you put it together, balam, it's basically, well, ba-lam, ba-lam. If you squish the two sounds together, you get a whole name, which is a demonic entity, which means this is a cult-based running, and to stop Sam from questioning, they're like, it's for like software purposes. Like when they hear her voice, they'll like do something with it, and it's basically saying we use this as the hook to bring in the kids. So in the second game, they start mentioning like there's like little sigils. They like very slightly mention the name of these things. So basically, it's just like, hey, kids, this guy's okay to worship. This guy's okay to have fun with. And to end that red tape, I think it's the red tape, it's the green tape. While Sam and the rep are going back and forth, Rebecca hears something in her headphones for someone requesting her to do something, and she's like, no, I don't want to do that. Sam asks what's happening, and it's a man through the headphones asking her to do something that is most likely something like, hey, deal with this, or hey, I need you to do this. And she's like, I don't want to. And at the end of it, it's like a sudden, like, get us out of here. The purple tape is a coffee sitting interview with Sam. Kate is mentioned. She is spreading the word of Amanda as a live action show. And at this point, Hamlin has talked to Sam about making it a cartoon. So going on to the second game. So as a whole, basically from what we understand is Sam adopts Rebecca. When he starts getting ideas for his children's show, he makes Amanda the Adventure the live action. That becomes a local broadcast TV show that gains a lot of popularity. Hamlin comes in, hey, we want to make it an animated TV show. Also based on, the word is spread through Aunt Kate. She lends the Kinsdale Library's Wooly character to the show. She also like spreads the word about Amanda. That way it gets popularized. And then when the animated show by Hamlin comes in, they make contracts that have what it looks like throughout all of Amanda 2, is that they sign something that has general purpose in it, where basically, hey, under this contract, we can ask you to do this. Like little sub things where it's just like, it's loopholes, and just like, because we asked you to do this, you might as well have done this. And because you have such a broad sense here, we can tell you to do this little thing that's in this bubble that we've had you signed for. And basically, through secret tapes, we basically see that during one of them, in the second game, they see that Sam hasn't gone missing, that they've kidnapped him, put him into a living space, locked him down until he can basically make a tape to show Rebecca that it is okay to go along with whatever Hamlin wants them to do. And because of this, it makes her sign a form and become the spirit into Amanda. And through the other tapes, we see that Kate starts catching on through... she sees a sigil of a demonic sign in the middle of a show, and she starts just researching this stuff. She goes through every single episode to find all these things, and it starts to getting more easier to see as time passes. But she starts getting a group together of a David and a Caroline, and or Carolyn, I think is her name, and then we also meet Peter, I think. Peter has more of an idea of demonic stuff. We learn that Carolyn, her family has had butted heads with the cult that is running Hamlin. So we have Carolyn with a historical background with this cult. We have Peter, who is a study person for this, and we learn that David was getting too close, and Hamlin has either killed him or has done something to him. Because one of the final things they say is, are we going to talk about David? And Carolyn's like, if they're coming for me, they might as well come for me. I'm not going to go down without a fight, basically. And we learn through something later on that all of them have died. We hear something from Kate saying, everyone who's ever tried to figure out and fight off Hamlin has died to this point. getting into the actual little things. Basically, at the end of the first game, we meet a mystery figure. We quickly get like right after, like within seconds of the end, the second game picks up, and it's basically, hey, I am a friend of your Aunt Kate's. I am also helping research about Amanda the Adventurer. Come with me. We'll go somewhere more safe. We're also trying to figure out how to solve this issue. Basically, she's like finding the tapes throughout the library that your Kate has found. Maybe Kate has something in her office. Try to get to her office. And as you go, you just see that like Rebecca, in these other tapes in the second one, she's a lot more outgoing of showing how much she's changed. So in the first one, she goes along with the Amanda character. In the second one, being locked inside the TV show for so long is making her irritated. Like when Wooly comes along, again for like the third tape, she's really peeved. She's like, I know you're not an actual person. You're just here to keep me here and to like entertain me, but I'm pissed. I'm done with you. You irritate me to hell and back. We also see that she has like a mental problem with Wooly during a corrupted tape where it's broken. We see that like they're bound to each other, but Amanda is like cowering in fear to Wooly surrounding her and cornering her basically. So it's believed that Wooly might be a member of Hamlin, or is one of the demons that is taking hold of this scenario. And as you go through, another demon comes. The Amanda demon we see in the first game comes through to try to kill Riley, but Rebecca's / Amanda is like, hey, stop, this person is actually trying to help. Don't do anything to them. This calms them down a little bit, but the demon straight up just wants to kill us. They want to ignore her pleas and wants to kill us, but there's a bound, there's got to be a contract or something, like you will not do anything without me saying so. If I say to stop, you will listen to me. You know, something like that. I believe I don't think that is Rebecca or Amanda into a demon. I think this is just a demon that has the physical things because they're bound to Rebecca, and that's why they look similar. And then through it going more, like going back to like if you say Sam or Rebecca, she has like, when you say Rebecca, she's like, I register that name and I'm wanting to remember, and as soon as she starts remembering, it gets her back on track. Sam, she's like, I really miss my dad and I really want to have someone trustworthy enough around me, but I can't because I'm stuck here, and back on track. It's like once you mention something that makes her memory come back, it throws her back on track. Or at least to where like the script can continue. I believe she will retain that you said it, but for the show's purpose, it'll continue. Another character that I did not mention from the first game is the Butcher / the Meat Man, and I believe I think the demos, or like an early game, they go through to get like the gifts for Kate, but on the second time around they find the Meat Man, and if you ask for like mutton or something like that, it basically says that they're willing to like kill off Wooly for him, which I believe Wooly as the original entity might have been a character, but it's weird that she was willing to kill him off, but she, in the second game, was trusting him but doesn't trust him anymore and is willing to like kill him within instance. So I think Wooly might be like a demon's persona. But Meat Man, I believe, is getting a huge connection in Amanda too, because as you go through and you mention him, she is horrified of him. Like, the mention of him, like, yes, like, there's a little mention of what happened to Wooly and, like, the butcher having his meat and stuff is like, there's a little mention and she thinks that's funny, but him as a person, she is scared of him. She's also scared of Hamlin, because if you mention Hamlin, they're like, we're not supposed to talk about them. You don't say anything about these people. And then Meat Man, she's like, I'm going to have nightmares now. And one of the things that I would like to say, a theory of mine, is that during the corrupted tape, there is a flash of him for a little bit. Well, like, it's not a flash, it's him coming up on screen, and there's a, like, photoshopped mouth, realistic mouth around him, and it's like a countdown from, like, close your eyes and count down from 10, you'll maybe feel a pinch. I believe that the Meat Man is the surgeon or the, like, cult leader who put Rebecca into this. This is the last person that she remembers before going into this world. And because that sounds like something like when you are put under for, like, surgeries, like they put a mask on you that has, like, smelling on it, like it's strawberries or raspberries or whatever, and you're supposed to smell it in and like breathe it in, count down from 10, and as you count, you just knock out. I don't think you ever make it down to 1, but it's to take your mind off of what's happening, to calm you down. And I believe that is what the Meat Man is here. Is just, he is the person who put Rebecca in near the surgeon, and he may be, like, because most cult-based entertainment we've had now is like the cult person will sacrifice themselves for the greater good of their cause. So I believe when he sees this realm that his demon friend, like demon leaders rule, he would probably have put himself in that scenario, so he would probably have transferred to being the Meat Man. So the Meat Man is the surgeon, most likely put himself in his own world just to kind of follow his leaders. And then at the very end, we have 2 endings. The mystery woman is Joanne Cook, who is the sister to Jordan, who went missing, and was like one of the allies to Kate when researching. In the first ending, she comes in, breaks a tape, and Amanda's demon bond comes in and, like, stops her from breaking any more tapes or harming it, and Riley gets away. But it sounds like she, like, it either beats the living crap out of her or actually, like, slowly, like, punches her down until she's dead. So we're going down into, like, a bunker that Kate has made. And then in the second one, it's very similar, but there's one little thing that was not mentioned. When you get the Wooly plush and give it to Amanda after she, like, disrupts the tape to be like, hey, I'm not having fun, you better find something that'll make me happy. You give her the Wooly thing. Normally it would make her angry. I don't think anything makes her happy, but the thing is, the Wooly plush is got some attachment to another demonic entity that is a Wooly bonded character. And this one is not fun. So I think we got teased about this one throughout the entire game. When Joanne checks in on you, she's like, hey, I see something slurking around the shadows. Be careful, something might be here. If it's that creature, I don't want it to do anything to you. And I think she thinks the creature is the Amanda one. But the thing is, the fact that she has questions about this one is I don't think she fully well knows about this one. She may have ran into it, but I don't think she has a full understanding of the Wooly demon. And it has a howl that like scares the living crumb, or like makes the other Amanda one go into rage. But at the very end, this woolly one howls again because it's angered that something is happening, and it's right after we find out that Kate, after finding out that all her colleagues are dead, Joanne is starting to push her, being like, hey, Joanne wants to be able to finish this. She wants to destroy the tapes. But the second they're about to like come to a conclusion, the Amanda demon comes in trying to protect the tapes, and in that moment, Joanne pushes Kate out to survive, but Kate crashes her car. And that's how we end Kate's story. And Joanne, still in the fight with the Amanda demon, comes out with a scar against her face, and that's why she's holding a mask. But after like getting a full understanding of what's happening and how deep and how bad of a like rabbit hole the Hamlin is, Wooly comes in, and unlike Amanda's one where like it will like punch, maybe slam Joanne around, the Wooly one is a whole like, he just violates that girl's body. I'm not saying like the actual one, like he rips her, like flesh is tearing. Within seconds of him coming in, he's just ripping her apart. And it like there is no like mercy about it. It's just, it is willing to make her feel pain through the entire process. And it like the only reason it stops from killing her is that it notices Riley. Riley gets away, but as we're getting away, the walkie that Joanne gave us in the beginning of the game goes off, and we get to hear just how bad it is. It's just like the other one just slamming her around. This one is just like ripping and tearing and breaking. It's making her feel pain before killing her. So this one's a whole nother monster. Another thing before I get off here, because I do have to go get the stream going, is the connection. We learned that Jordan Cook is in this, and he has taken the character of the possum. So throughout every tape, there is a chance or like a interaction with the possum. The possum normally comes in while Amanda is the Dora, Wooly is the Boots, the possum is the Swiper. Swiper, no swiping, and that is your whole role, is just, hey, possum, no possuming. And, he bugs off. But at the very end of the second ending with the Wooly monster, he interrupts yet again in the very last tape, and he like Amanda and Wooly can hear and interact with the audience who are watching it. The possum, it backs off when you say get back off, but it also hears Joanne over the walkie, and it's like, I register who that is, and he comes up to the screen trying to pronounce Joanne, but before he can get the full word out, Amanda and Wooly get him. And it's basically just saying that every person has a chance to be a character in here. Actually, here's another theory before we get off here, is during the first game, there is an ending for you to be a part of them. You are turned into a meat for Meat Man. So if you choose wrong, you basically get ported into the place. And what I believe this confirms is that not everyone gets a character, because Jordan is important enough to the story to bring him forward to give him a character. But everyone else, I believe, is some background object, or even the food. everything that has eyes is most likely a spirit that has been pulled throughout the years. Hell, there might be a chance that Kate might be in there. But for sure, Jordan and that little girl from the orange tape, I think it was... oh, hold on. Oh, I know. Anyways, like, all those kids are probably the actual props around the entire show that are, you know, bouncing around. Because the fact that Riley becomes a meat in the Meat Man shop, it shows that either the meat is the kids and it's to feed the demonic overlords, or it's just saying you will possess one little piece of a show, and you will do nothing but watch as this world is just rerounded every single time. But so I think the third game, because with the bunker we got to get a third game, and now that we have a woolly creature, we have something to go. There's a bunker, there's a creature. Yeah. So I think for the most part, I think we understand Hamlin. I think we understand Kate's side of the story. The only things I think we need a complete understanding of at this point would be, where is Rebecca? What happened to Rebecca? Where is Sam in all this? Because on the menu to the second game, there is a very quick thing for a puzzle that shows that it says he tried to find me. And there's a chance that Sam tried to go and find Rebecca once they already tried to operate. And I believe Sam might be a character we run into in the third game to kind of like make sure Rebecca moves on. He might be the reason why we get a good ending here. He also might die in the end, but... So yeah, I think it's just our main two people. I mean, I'd like to learn more about Riley, but for the most part, I think we have understood everything. It's kind of just like, where is Sam? What has he been doing? Is he a part of the show? Who is Meat Man? I would like to get a confirmation on that. Where is Rebecca? What happened to her? Who is Wooly? That is a big one. What is the Woolly Demon? Who is, like, get more information on Riley, and then what is the Woolly Monster? And what is him and the Amanda Demon's connection to the characters? Anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Say goodbye to the Halloween setup. I'm sad. I like spooky month, but we have to give it up. Alright. Bye-bye.